Now, I know what you're thinking. Why does he look like he's about to review a Nightmare on Elm Street movie? It's because I don't have any other shirts.
It's Drewski McGillicuddy's The Worst Child's Play 3 movie review on YouTube. Hey, wait a minute.
Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and tonight I decided to continue down my path through the Child's Play franchise. So I watched Child's Play 3 from 1991, released 1 year after the second movie. And it takes place several years after the second movie took place, because we open up with the abandoned factory and there's cobwebs everywhere. And this is one of my favorite opening scenes ever to a horror movie. Especially the title sequence. But we start out, it's like they're dusting off the cobwebs. They have this big crane come and pick up the big old hunk of chuck that's stuck to the floor. And when they pick up the big old hunk of chuck that's stuck to the floor, he starts bleeding everywhere. And his blood gets into the fresh vat of rubber that they're getting ready to boil. And then once they get the blood dribbling in there, it starts bubbling and it starts spinning, and it leads to one of the coolest and most unique title sequences ever put in a horror film. I tried to tell Sarah how cool it was, and she just walked past me and rolled her eyes because she's done her part. She watched the second movie, can't be bothered to watch the third one, but that's fine. That's fine. I got to watch it, and I was excited. And while I was watching the opening scene, like after the title credits, there's like a room full of board members, and they're talking about how Andy Barclay, or Barkley, however you want to say his name, Andy Barkley is ancient history, and back when the Good Guy doll was in stores, it outsold any of their other toy lines 2-1. So they want to, dust off the factory, get the line up and going, and just start selling some Good Guy dolls again. And they brought the first prototype and they give it to the president or whoever this guy is that looks like Jack Palance. And it later on leads to one of my favorite, like this scene. I think it inspired a lot that we saw in the Child's Play 2019 trailer, because like all the toys in this guy's office come to life, and it's pretty creepy, especially if you're a damn kid and you're watching this. You're like, oh, just the way the scene is directed, because there's two other Good Guy dolls that start talking to each other in the chairs, and that's creepy. And then here comes Chucky with a golf club, and he says one of my favorite Chucky one-liners ever. And hopefully they had the clip, otherwise I just look like a jackass. But yeah, I absolutely love this opening scene where Chucky is toying with this guy in his office, and just it's great. It's wonderful. I love it. I absolutely love it. And like I said, it inspired, especially like the scene with the helicopter. Like, look, if I can find it, look. I want you to look at it. All right? Are we showing it? Okay. We had that. Now let me show you this. Okay? Do you see what I'm talking about? All right? But everybody hates Child's Play 3. They act like it's as bad as like Seed or something. But guess what? It's not. It's not. It's actually pretty darn good. Okay? So we find out, because, somehow, I don't fucking know. He gets on the computer and finds out that Andy is at a military camp. He's at Kent, a military school for wayward youths and stuff. Utes? Yeah, I'll have to watch My Cousin Vinny sooner or later. Anyway, what am I talking about? Do you know? Okay, so Andy shows up on the bus. He sees everybody, they're outside, they're working out, they're having a good time. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, so we get to the school, and where Andy gets greeted by Colonel Cochran. Is that right? Is that right? Because that name sounds awfully familiar. Like I've heard it in another movie from another franchise. Is his name really Colonel Cochran in this fucking movie? Is that like supposed to be some kind of homage? Is Child's Play 3 trying to play a fucking homage to Halloween 3? Is that what you're getting at, people? I don't know. But anyway, so he's basically telling Andy, or asking him, why you been through so many foster homes? How come nobody likes you? Well, guess what? I'm going to cut you some slack, but I don't like troublemakers, and you're a troublemaker. So basically, I'm going to cut you some slack by just being the same asshole I would be to anybody. Because the guy's kind of an asshole. But then again, so is everybody at the school except for maybe 3 people. Okay? Oh, well, 4. I don't know. Because you got Tyler, the little black kid who actually finds the Chucky doll who's supposed to be shipped to Andy. And he decides to, take it for himself. And that's a federal offense. Tampering with other people's mail. But anyway, right away, Andy goes to his room, and then we're introduced to Whitehurst, because he's tied up in the closet, because Sheldon and his goons are a bunch of fucking assholes. And that's the other thing about this movie. Even if it wasn't a Child's Play movie, just for the simple fact that it's taking place in a military school, that already gives some fucking bonus points for me, buddy. Because I love movies that take place at like military schools or like boarding school, like School Ties with Brendan Fraser, and then you got Renaissance Man with Danny DeVito, stuff like that. And those aren't even horror movies, man. They just take place like it's just kind of like prison movies. I like prison movies too. Like, I mean, wouldn't it be cool if there was a Child's Play movie that took place at no, that'd be gay. Anyway, what was I talking about? So yeah, I just love the military school setting for this movie. And then, like I said, there's so many different characters in this movie that, you can either love or you can hate. Like Sheldon and his fucking goons. Because these guys are straight up dicks. Right off the bat, they're in the, roll call or whatever. And he just starts being a dick straight off the bat to Andy because he's the new kid. And then Sylvia, the girl, the love interest character in the movie. That's the other thing. We got a love interest for Andy. We've been with him for 2 movies. He's finally hit puberty, and now, there's a girl. Because, Kyle was his sister, plus she was way too old for him. This girl's just the right age, and she takes a liking to him. But yeah, she calls Sheldon out on being a dickhead and tells him he's an asshole. And he says, "Oh, what'd you say?" And she said, "I said you're an asshole, sir." He's like, "Oh, you think you're funny?" She's like, "Yeah, I think I'm funny, sir." She is pretty funny. And I really like her character. So still, did I even show you people this? Because it kind of upsets me, all right? Because I was doing my research by just, looking at the front page of IMDb, and I saw this. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, it's bad enough that these assholes over in Killer Flicks, when they do talk about this movie, they be trying to talk shit. But why would you talk shit about this movie? This movie has more fucking kills than the other 2 in the original trilogy. I'm pretty fucking positive. Okay? It's got more characters to latch onto. Whitehurst. And people have character arcs in this movie and stuff. Okay? Like, I'm not a professional film reviewer, but I'm pretty sure I know when someone has had a character arc. Because Whitehurst starts out as this little chicken shit. Okay? And by the end of the movie, he becomes a brave soldier, and we'll talk about it, hopefully, if I don't forget. But anyway, so yeah. The whole movie, Sheldon is a dickhead, okay? Keep that in mind. I want you to keep that in mind, that Sheldon is just a straight dickhead this entire movie. Because later on, once Andy finally does discover that Chucky is there, he smacks Chucky with his shoe, with Sheldon's shoe, and they just start, smacking his head on the ground, which you're like, oh. Because, yeah, Sarah's like, oh, why wouldn't they just shake him, smack his head on the ground? He's just a doll. Okay, well, yeah, that's what he does. That's what he did. That's what he's doing, right? And Sheldon walks in. And then Chucky just goes back to... so it looks like he's just some fucking crazy person sitting there smacking a doll against the fucking floor. Okay? That's fucking genius. It's absolutely genius. Because you think this dude is going to take Andy's word for it that this doll is alive, even if Andy told him what the fuck was going on? So Sheldon takes the doll because his sister's birthday is coming up and she's going to love it. And we can't have that happen, right? So Andy's got to go get the doll. So he takes his knife, he sneaks into Sheldon's room, and then he realizes Chucky's already taken Crocodile Dundee's knife. And he turns around, and I love this scene. He's like, Andy, and he's standing there with the knife, and then he turns around, sees Chucky, falls onto Sheldon. Sheldon gets up, and Chucky just goes back to, and here's this fucking asshole looking like he's sneaking in there, trying to kill him because he took his doll. It looks pretty fucking bad. It looks pretty bad. Yeah. It's like whatever he does, nobody's going to believe him because anytime he has a chance to show him, all Chucky's got to do is just go back to, hi, I'm Chucky, want to play? So yeah, that adds like some level of fucking genius to this fucking movie, right? Just the storytelling, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore, okay? So, the next day or something like that, I guess, Colonel Cochran catches Tyler playing with the doll, so he takes the doll. Or wait a minute, maybe this happened later on. Okay, first, yeah. The garbage truck scene. Let's talk about the garbage truck scene. Because Colonel Cochran throws him in the dumpster. The garbage truck comes, puts him in the garbage truck, and he says, help! Help me! Help me! Don't kill me! Help! And it's kind of fucking sad because this guy jumped out immediately like, oh my god, like he was worried. And then Chucky's just like, ha, you're a good Samaritan. Fuck you, bitch. He's like, that's cold-blooded, motherfucker. Like, how are you gonna do that? Like, because, yeah, Chucky's pretty ruthless in this movie. The way he took out the old dude in the beginning, then he takes out this dude, and then what's even better is, like, after the scene that I was talking about before with Sheldon and the doll turns up missing, and so he puts everybody on drill, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Because, yeah, I even forgot to talk about the fucking... God damn it. I hope you can handle this. Anyway, the scene where Andy first sees Chucky on his way to the dumpster. He drops his rifle, and then they rip off the scene from Full Metal Jacket. Talk about, this is my rifle, this is my gun, this is for shooting, this is for fun. That's right, I'm touching myself. Anyway, so yeah, now where was I? Because I'm talking about 3 different parts of the goddamn movie that aren't even remotely close to each other. We'll just fast forward to when the girls, after the drill thing, because the doll turns up missing, and Sheldon just wants to have everybody out there, even though, I don't know. Long story short, Sheldon's a dick, and Andy tries to sneak off to check on Tyler, but Sheldon's already waiting for him in the shadows and punches him in the stomach. Luckily, Andy gets a good punch in. Why am I describing the whole fucking movie? Let's just get to the good part, okay? Let's get to the part where they're putting lipstick on the doll, and he looks so stupid. But, they hear somebody coming, and they leave the doll on the table, and then Colonel Cochran comes in and puts the doll in the garbage can, and he turns around, and the doll's not in the garbage can, and that's when he hops up, and one of the best fucking kills. I don't care what you say. This is one of the best kills in a horror movie ever. He pops up with a knife, and dude has a heart attack. And I just love Chucky's reaction to it. It's just perfect. Like, the scene is perfect. I don't understand how the fuck this movie has a 5.1 with shit like this happening, because like these characters are likable. Even the ones that are the hateable characters, they're so good at being unlikable characters. Like, for instance, the barber guy. He's just a straight dick. It's the dad from Hellraiser. But he's just a dick. constantly pulling people's hair, tell them, oh, you better come in Monday, we're going to cut your hair. Well, guess what? He gets it too, which it makes me wonder how Chucky knew that he was all the time say, presto, you're bald. Because he finds the doll and he's gonna shave his head. And then, he puts him there and Chucky slits his throat. Spoiler alert. And he says, presto, you're dead. And I love it. I don't know, this is probably my worst review ever. But you're just gonna have to deal with it because I'm impatient. And if I watch it, I'll just delete it and then go do it again tomorrow. But then I don't know. I want you to have my genuine right after I watch the goddamn movie reaction. But yeah. So then, Whitehurst comes down and he sees Chucky standing there with the fucking straight razor, and dude's dead. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, okay? What really matters is there's going to be this big war games going on, right? And they're going to have paintball. Red team versus blue team. Okay? This is me explaining to you how great this movie is and how I don't understand. Like, picture this. This is happening in a movie, even if Chucky wasn't in it, right? Just take Chucky out of this movie, and it's still just a good movie about this kid who goes to a fucking military school, and he gets picked on, and, it's like a coming-of-age story, sorta, and I don't know. I fucking love this fucking movie. I'm not gonna fucking beat around the bush anymore. Okay? But just think about this, okay? Chucky takes the red team's paint bullets and replaces them with real bullets. How fucked up is that? Okay? I mean, we've already had all this great stuff happen in this movie. And then some crazy shit like this is about to happen. And this third act, for me, blows the third act of the first and the second one out the goddamn water. Because we have the war games, and then Chucky, kidnaps whatever the hell her name is. I can't be bothered to remember that type of stuff. But yeah, then after that, we get to go to a fucking carnival? Are you kidding me? Because everybody comes and they start shooting each other. And that's the fucked up thing. Because that's Sheldon. Remember Sheldon? He's an asshole. I couldn't stand this motherfucker. I was like, ooh, I wish Chucky would kill this dude. But then, some unsuspecting dude from the other team, from the same school, they're from the same school, comes up and shoots him. And when that bullet hits, just the way the fucking scene is directed, it's like, oh shit. Now I feel like an asshole for wishing this dude was dead, because now he's dead, and that's kind of dramatic. It was a little dramatic. But it gets even worse. Because Chucky's standing there, and they finally all see that, Chucky's real. He throws the grenade. He's going to kill everybody. Whitehurst, this cowardly, scrawny little pipsqueak kid that everybody picked on, decided he's going to step it up, and he's going to risk his life, or he's going to give his life. He knew he was going to die, and he jumped on that grenade and saved everybody, and I commend him for that. But anyway, on to the carnival. So, Tyler escapes from Chucky for like the umpteenth time, and he goes down to this carnival, and he grabs a security guard and tells him, Mister, you gotta help me, which that's probably the one thing that I don't like about Tyler, because he's not super annoying. Maybe it's because when I was a kid, I related with, because I was around his age. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, it bothers me that he's like, oh, you gotta help me, Charles is gonna hurt, or Charles is after me, or blah, blah, blah. He's like, why don't you just tell him, even though he's gonna think you're fucking crazy, like, Mister, you're not gonna believe this, but there's this doll, he's come to life, and he's gonna kill me. And then, when he picks up, he's like, well, look what I found. He could be like, oh, you mean this doll? And I think that would have, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm doing the best I can, everybody, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. It's probably past my bedtime. I don't have my watch on, so I don't know what time it is. But I've redid this so many times. Maybe I should write a script. Anyway, so Andy and that girl who's his love interest, which, yeah, I forgot to mention, like they're standing there looking at the carnival before they even go down to the carnival, before she gets kidnapped. And he's like, oh, you're not afraid of anything, are you? And then she just lays a lip lock on him, and I was like, yeah! And then that leads to probably my favorite line from Chucky. And it's not even like that good of a line, it's just the context within the line. Let's see if I can find it. If not, you probably know what line I'm talking about, because everybody should have seen this movie. Is this shit out of... Don't worry about it. And then we lead to, like, the haunted house. Like, this haunted house is badass. It's on a roller coaster. There's all kinds of creepy, spooky stuff going around. And, it's a very suspenseful chase. And, like, you got people falling off rocks and they're whatever. And then Chucky gets his face cut off. And, like, that's the coolest look for Chucky I've ever seen. And it happens in the third movie. In the third movie, he has a 5.1. What the fuck's up with that? What the fuck? But look at this Chucky. Look at it. Look at his face. That's badass. And people talk shit about this movie. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How long have I been running off the mouth? All right, look, I gotta go. So I'm gonna rate this movie. Okay? Now, keep in mind, when I did my Pet Cemetery rating, it was fresh off the water. It's probably not that high anymore. But this one has stood the test of time. And I'd have to say, like, if I wanted to put an honest rating on it, I'd have to put, fuck you if you don't like this movie.
Go fuck yourself.
You piece of shit. Because this movie's fucking great, okay? I'm half tempted to say that it's better than the first and the second one, in my honest opinion. Not to spoil my fucking ranking video, but this movie, I don't understand. It literally pisses me off to think that there's Child's Play fans out there that don't like this fucking movie. Well, you know what? I don't fucking like you, so go fuck yourself. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure if you like this video, you click just do the things and the stuff, okay? I'm gonna go practice getting better at this.